Well, good day all. Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your financial market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for Tuesday, July 13th, 2021 at 5:52 p.m. Central Time. All right, tomorrow. What is tomorrow? A big day for me. It's your live What's Up webinar. I'll open at 12:15 Central Time. If you didn't get my invite and you're wondering where is it, it may not be coming to you. Maybe you're not on my mailing list. During the whole course of this video, you're going to see that icon. Click it, fill out the form. You'll get your user ID and your password to get in. It is password protected. Bring your questions. Now, what do I mean bring them? Bring them to me now. When you get your confirmation that you're in, my email address is there. Click on it, it'll open up, send to Ira, tell me what you want me to cover. Give me a chance to build the charts before we begin. And I begin promptly at 12:30 p.m. I do not record it. There will not be a webinar next week. I will be out of town for that. So be aware of that. Okay, so what did we do today? We had a CPI number. Tomorrow we get a PPI number. The CPI was the 13-year high number. 13 years. Since 2008, we haven't been this high. We've been prepping for that transition. You know it. I know it. 25 states have told people to go back to work. You do know that. They got them off the government plan of that $300 a week. So a certain amount of people are doing it. It's summer. We're outside. We're doing things different than we did before. Other parts are rolling off and people are buying. And what they're buying, well, that's driving it up. Cars. You still can't get a car from your dealership that you want. If he's got a stock, fine, but you're going to wait quite a while to get a car, so used car prices up another 10%. Well, that adds 0.1% to that CPI number that we saw. That's what they say. Then we know that we're getting other number increases in food. We saw that, but a lot of it's fallen back. You know, food cost prices have slipped. People don't talk about lumber. They only talk about things that are high. Lumber hit $1,700 this year a board foot. It's down to $640 some odd dollars a board foot, and it's lower than it was at the beginning of 2021 by a lot, 20%. You don't hear that. You only hear what the press wants you to hear on the other side. Is there a transition? Yes. Is all of this sticky? No. Is labor sticky? Yes. If you give somebody a raise and you say, well, I'm glad you're back, but now things are better, it's November, I'm going to cut your salary. Try to see how that works. On the other hand, I'm going to cut the price of pork in my store. I can do that. I'm going to cut the price of that dress. I can do that. I'm going to cut the price of that car in my parking lot, my used car lot. I can do that. Got it? You'll hear that tomorrow from the Fed chair as he talks about it. The word transitory will be there. And the market wants to hear and expects, it's caked in already, that the Fed will do tapering at some point of the bond purchase program. When and if there's necessary rate hikes, I think that is still very much an unknown, at best a guess. When you look at the weekly area chart of closes, what can I tell you? You're at an all-time high on a weekly basis. If the trading stopped right now, all-time high up another 0.4. Not much, but it's still a new high. When you look at the daily bar chart, well, the market made a new high and closed lower. I guess we should all panic off of that. The market's backing off, but it still has a pattern of higher lows, higher highs. Okay. Supports all the way back at 42.96, let's call it, the 18-day average of closes. The market's got resistance at 44.14, let's call it 75. And momentum is still very much embedded, which means until this red line wants to close under 79, pullbacks will be probably bought by the pros looking for new highs until the momentum is lost. I believe momentum leads price. Remember, we do get a PPI number tomorrow, so you got to keep your eye on that. Excuse me. In the NASDAQ, higher lows, higher highs, but this is ruling the day. If you haven't taken my enhanced Bollinger Band course, shame on you. Just go to our website under education. It's there for you to get it. Higher lows, higher highs, resistance to 15,077 level. In the Dow, whoa, we joined the parade. We're embedded. We're up here. So I think these three indices, until the red number closes under 79, is on the pullbacks, all three of them, still candidates that the pros likely are going to buy. The exceptions, the Russell, it's bearish. It's been bearish. Lower highs, lower lows, potential target, 2214, the lower Bollinger Band. On the way back up, resistance is between, as I see it, the 100-day average up to the 18-day average. Market is not oversold, so there's still room. Eventually, you're going to get a shift. What do I mean by that? Eventually, there'll be a rotation in the market where people will want to own the Russell and they'll dump some of the others. I don't know when it comes. I don't know the psychology of when it comes. I don't worry about it. In the VIX, downtrend, but so what? You're caught right at the 18-day average. It's not giving you an edge one way or the other. And that's why the markets are holding pretty firm there. In the bond market, well, I'll be a son of a gun. 3 days over the upper Bollinger Band, and I said, watch out, this market's around. It's like pulling a rubber band. How often do I say that? And zingo, am I surprised? Not at all. But we're also not doing too much here. I'm looking for a trend. I can't make a trend out of this nutty action right here. I got what I wanted when I had an outside day down. You took out the high and you had your rally. Since then, I don't have a clean higher high, higher low pattern. I've got a mixed pattern. When I come over and look at the 10-year note, different. Higher lows, higher highs. That's an uptrend. I'm looking for support at 132.22. Momentum down. Do you think I'd be crazy enough to try to put on positions new in that market in front of the Fed chair talking tomorrow to the Senate? If you do, go take a pill, sit back and come back and look at me another time. In the dollar index, you've got higher lows, higher highs. What am I going to tell you? First challenge of the Bollinger Band, which you didn't hit today. You missed it by 4.5 points. First challenge, I think the pros will take money, put it in their pocket, stand back to see what's about to happen. That's what I expect. You're overbought, trend up, and you're right into the first objective. Whether you hit it or not, you're there. In the eurocurrency, first objective to the downside, lower Bollinger Band. You came here, you played around, you rallied basically, and you fell back. That's where I think the pros are taking money off the table, coming out of short positions. Coming out of a short position is not the same as going long. You're saying I took the best part of that trade I could out based on the current chart action. That's all. British pound, fighting with itself. You've got the trend up, but you have the bias down. Where it was up and over the 18-day average, the risk was crazy. If you bought there, you had to put a stop all the way under there. Dollar management without an embedded trade. Without an embedded trade, very important. With an embedded trade, I go right and let the embedding take care of itself. And I know for some of you that's going to be hard. That's what commodities are about. In Bitcoin, still bearish. Lower highs, lower lows, ultimate target, 31,245, resistance 33,619. To end the downtrend, I didn't say start an uptrend, you'd have to take out 34,830. The differential between Brent and WTI oil, still stuck in this 180 zone. Now, are we trending? No. Here's Brent, higher high, lower low. You're caught between the upper and lower Bollinger Band. It's called the psychiatry trade. And when that happens, go away. Get your psychiatrist number if you're going to make a trade in those tight bands like that, because before you know it, you need them. Walk away from that. You're also not trending. Higher high, lower low. Just missed the Bollinger Band there and there. I don't see a setup. Gasoline is back in its uptrend. Different situation. With today's action, which you didn't have before this, you had a lower low and a higher high. You backed off on Monday, and with the higher move today, now you've got the higher lows, higher highs. But you're overbought instantly on it. Coming up here, we saw that the API number in just the crude oil stocks was a decline of 4 million barrels. But frankly, when you add back what went on with the products, it's not all that impressive. EIA is also looking in the morning for a decline in crude oil of 4 million barrels. So you put it all together, we'll have a lot to talk about. And the beauty is we're doing this at 12:15. I think we'll have a big chunk of what Chair Powell has already said, and we can discuss that at the live webinar. Have a good one, folks. See you tomorrow.